Hello, everyone. Uh, okay, I got a disturbing news on Wednesday. And before I go to the disturbing news that I get, I'm going to talk about a video that I saw. And this video was with a guy, someone called this guy Unstoppable, and was complaining about wholeness and the crimes in Jamaica, that he should be focusing more on crimes than on COVID. But yes, he has to focus on COVID because COVID is a very serious thing. I just took my second vaccine this morning, and um, I always wear mask in the house when my sons are around, so I take it very seriously. And what I notice is that people in Jamaica are not taking the COVID seriously. I watch videos and everything like that. The few people who do wear masks, they wear it underneath their chin. I don't know if it's for style or whatever it is for. So that's right. But when it comes to the crime in Jamaica, crime has gotten worse. Crime has changed. Before, I remember when I lived in Jamaica and there was crime, there used to be gangs fighting against gangs, number one. Number two, whenever it's time close to election time, people fought for different politicians. And it was rumored that politicians were giving these people guns. That's understandable. That means then you would have to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, with this politician, he is not really, from what I understand, I don't really follow politics, but I understand he's not into the fighting with one party to the next. But, and yet, crime has gotten worse. So why has crime gotten worse? Crime has gotten worse because he does not know how to deal with it. He is not dealing with it the right way. Now, the disturbing news I got is of a young girl that has been abducted and later killed. Now, about 3 years ago, it was around midnight or so, and I was in my bed, and I got a call that my cousin's house was on fire. They went into the house and all three got shot, and they gassed the house and put the house on fire and killed all three of them inside the house. Now they were burned to like bones. And this happened in the country where I came from, and it was over some land and house dispute. Land and house dispute that caused their death. And I remember I went home. I don't have anyone really living in the area anymore, but I know people there, and my mother is buried there. So I always, whenever I go to Jamaica, I always make sure that I go and pay a visit, if it's even a few hours. I go and look at my mother's grave. And I usually hang around there. And from this happen, I am so afraid of that area that I wouldn't let darkness catch me there anymore. The other thing is, this Christmas, there was a Christmas that a sister of mine who lived there picked up another sister at the airport. But this sister that picked up the other sister at the airport, she's very dressy and carry a big bag and everything. So you would think she's coming from America. So they followed them home from the airport. And when they got to her gate, she and the car, they opened the gate and the car was going out. She just stopped to say hello, to shake her hand and say hello to her neighbor across. And of course, they thought she was the one coming from America with her big bag, and they thought it was full of money. And they went up the street, they turned around, and they grabbed her bag. All she had in there was 3,000 Jamaican dollars. Now, they grabbed her bag. So, why didn't they just take her bag and leave? They just cut her on her nose, just pull the knife and just cut her on her nose, across her nose. I don't know what is wrong with Jamaicans. I don't know why they're so wicked. I am not even going to say cruel. I don't know why they're so wicked, wicked, wicked. They are the devils. They're evil. Um, and this is why I would encourage you, if you're living anywhere, crime is everywhere. Don't get fooled by that. And I'm not going to tell you that crime isn't everywhere, because crime is everywhere. But the thing is that even though the crime is everywhere, I just feel safer. I live in the US and I feel a lot safer in the US than I do in Jamaica. I love Jamaica. Don't get me wrong. I love Jamaica and I go to Jamaica every opportunity that I get. I am in Jamaica, but most times I kind of not move around too much. I kind of go to the resorts where, everything is there, and I might go out 1 or 2 days, go out, and I have to know who is taking me out. And I just don't trust, because I understand that some of these people who are friends or relatives or whatever, when they don't steal you, they want to kill you. I have a friend who went to Jamaica and he took a juta, and he had to go through Mountain View Avenue to get to where he was going. And the juta guy stopped at Mount Vernon, at Mountain View Avenue, I should say Mountain View, and asked him to go out and call that man. And he says, what I'm going to say it on here, because we're all Jamaicans. And he said, well, the rascal you send me if you go call Jamaicans, if you go call somebody for. Me no take your juta for you come here, come call nobody. You just take me where you go. And he said, luckily he saw a police car same time. And he stopped the police car, and the police said, carry the man, go where you want go. And no stop before you reach there. And he took the man license plate number and everything like that. So that means if he was missing, the police would know exactly who to come to. All right. Now, the disturbing news I got was Wednesday. Wednesday, I got a call from Jamaica, and the person says to me, oh my God, guess what? That was Wednesday during the day. I believe my goddaughter is missing. Her job called her mother and told her mother that she didn't show up for work. And her mother kept calling her, and the phone was not going through. So I said to her, go back and tell the mother, say, she not feel worry yet, because maybe she gone somewhere and she not going to hear from her until, wait until it's time for her to come home from work. And she said she told the mother. But the mother said, no, this is not like her, because she had never done something like this before. She had never stopped from work, as a matter of fact, before. So I kept following up. Thursday, the same thing. Then I saw a video where the mother was pleading to let her come home, and I just couldn't sleep. And I saw the boyfriend talking, and I just couldn't sleep. And I got up early this morning and I called my sister. And She was on there crying and says that the girl is dead. They found her dead, and this is close to her home. This kid is 20 years old, finished high school, and is about ready to go to university. The only child for the mother, the only hope for the mother as a single mother, and they have to kill her. They not only kill her, but it look like they, do whatever they have to do and then kill her. Now you tell me, and this has been going on because I've seen quite a few young people if you look in the news, you will see quite a few young people that are missing. This crime never used to be in Jamaica. You never find that they're kidnapping people, they're raping people, young people are missing. The crimes that were in Jamaica were the crimes that people were used to. You are in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're involved in politics. You're gang members fighting against gang members. Now you don't even know what you're going to encounter when you go to Jamaica. And this is why I'm saying, if you are safe where you are, stay where you are. You have other countries. Why is it just Jamaica? Jamaica and Jamaica alone. You go to other places, it's much, much safer. I am not saying that crime isn't everywhere, but crime is in Jamaica more than any other country in the world. And this is a small place. Any other island, even in Africa, you don't find all these type of crimes. What is wrong with these people? I don't know. Why are these people so cruel? Why aren't the it's very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. But I think the Prime Minister should try to do something to stop the crime in Jamaica. Jamaica people just do whatever they want. It's one of the most beautiful islands. Jamaica is a beautiful place. We are resourceful, we are brilliant, and we are still, regardless of the crimes and things like that, we are still respected in the world. We are a set of blacks that are respected in the world because we are smart and we are hardworking. But we are our own enemies. We are our own enemies. We are breaking all the laws that we can break, and we are destroying our country. When I was living in Jamaica and I had this job, I had a good job. And they got a senior lecturer because some of us just left school and end up in accounting department. So they got a senior lecturer from the university to come and, give up some brush up, and who didn't know much about debits and credits. That was before I went back to school and learned all these things. And he was giving us this story. And he said that when he was in England, because he spent a lot of years in England and he was trained in England, and he says to me that, when I was in England, I heard of this pickpocket man who used to pickpocket. Those days, crimes were like picking pocket. Because when I was in Jamaica, I got my pocket picked. But that was the crime. They pick your pocket and they leave. And I'm going to tell you another story why I am saying that things are a lot different. And he said the man was picking pocket for over 20 years and he never got caught. And he says that he used that as an example to show how smart Jamaicans were. That he could have been picking pocket for 20 full years and never get caught. And instead of he was embarrassed about it, and he was a senior lecturer, he was proud to know that he could use that as an example. That Jamaicans were one of the smartest set of black people in the world, and yet they are one of the cruelest set of black people in the world. We try to kill each other. We try to keep ourselves down. We try to prevent like all tourists and things like that who are tourism is a big thing in Jamaica. We are trying to destroy our economy by killing people. Why are we so wicked? Why are we so wicked? Eh? Tell me, why are we Jamaicans so wicked and evil? Now, talking about crime, when I live in Jamaica, much younger, I was walking one morning on Harbor Street and I was walking with my sister. I live in Kingston, my sister live out in the country. So we were walking together and I felt like my arm was being torn off. And I said, oh my gosh. And I held my arm at the top. And then when I looked, I saw this guy taking off my bangles. And my sister said to me, hey, you're just going to let them take off your bangle like that? And I said to her, cool, man, cool. She's a country woman, I'm a Kingstonian. I'm not going to fight the criminals. And I just held my hand out and let him take the bangles off, the bracelets off. We call them bangles. And when I look, I didn't see my sister. This country woman now, me, I'm Kingstonian. Then, me not going after him because me don't want no mark in my face. And when I look around, I didn't see my sister. My sister was behind him calling, thief, 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 and running after him to go get the bundles back from him. I just stood there. And then about 5 minutes later, I saw her coming down the street and she says, oh, come on, come on. Police caught him. So they caught him, they put him in jail, and I went to court and they sentenced him to 2 weeks. So I was downtown one day and I heard somebody says to me, hey, hey, hey. And when I looked, I was so afraid of being out on the street downtown because I just felt that the guy might come back and retaliate. And I heard him say, hey, hey, hey. And when I look around, it's the guy and he just passed. He wanted me to see that he was out of jail. Those were, if it was now, they probably would have killed me. So I don't know, instead of crime, the crime rate getting better, it is getting worse. Every single day it is getting worse. The things that I heard that are happening in Jamaica, it's such a shame. And I am somebody who loves Jamaica because I have a house, I had a house in Jamaica for many, 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 many years, many more years than some of you guys who are viewing this now, before some of you were born. And 2 years ago, because I always thought that I am not getting rid of it because I would love to go home when I retire. And 2 years ago, I just said to myself, you know what? Because of the crime rate, I cannot live like a prisoner. What's the point in going to Jamaica and have to live like a prisoner? And you don't know who to trust from who not to trust. So I am telling you, and this is maybe I will feel differently tomorrow or the day after, but because of what happened here, I just feel that, today I am really hurt. I am confused. I have not eaten anything since this morning because I know of the history of the kid that got killed. I know of the history. I know the connection and I know the bond between her and my sister and the mother and my sister. I can't even today, I can't even because she didn't even call me and I can't even get in touch with her right now because she's in such mourning and because she's worried about, well, she spent half of the year and a half in Jamaica and unfortunately she went down before she was able to get the COVID vaccine. So she promised us that she was going to be very, very careful with the way she try not to expose herself while she is there. But then this she had to go home because she was here for a while, and she still have her house and her life there and everything like that. And she hasn't been anywhere much since she has been back, because even the same kid that died, she said, she don't have to worry because she have like other, she get along with the younger folks, including the kid that died mother. And she says today she didn't even remember anything about COVID. She ran out of our house without remembering, and she's always taking so much precautions. She broke down and she had to cry. She can't eat because the kid is not only her goddaughter, but the kid is like her adopted daughter also. She has a very, very close bond to the mother and the kid. And if somebody could just, I don't know, maybe somebody watching this video can comment. Maybe people watching this video can comment and just give me an idea. We need to start talking. We need to start expressing ourselves. Something needs to be done. Jamaica is too much of a beautiful place. The people in Jamaica are beautiful. They are smart. They are productive. And then you have a handful of people who are destroying the country, who are destroying our good name. It is disgusting. Something needs to be done, and it has to be done soon too. I watch a lot of documentaries, and I know there are poverty in Jamaica, but there are laziness more than there poverty in Jamaica. When I was growing up as a child, I grew up in the country for most part. I wouldn't say most part because most of my life is in Kingston, but I am from the country. But I came to Kingston to go to school. But my earlier years are spent there, and I am from a farming community. I am from Manchester where they plant holy yam. You understand me? And I never used to see, growing up as a child, I never used to see the men or even the young guys sitting out at the roadside or in the bar or anywhere like that. And I go home now, and no matter what time of the day I pop in down there, I see the young men them hanging out all over the place. Nobody wants to farm again. And then when I go, and like the retired teachers, or if it's on a weekend, and because you have teachers who still live out in the country, you can't find them. Where are they? They're gone to the farm. The educated people are the ones that are farming now. The people them who should farm, they're not farming anymore because they're too lazy. And if you go out there, you have to be careful how you walk, because they are the same ones who are going to come and steal from you and kill you. Every young man who didn't have a job, who couldn't have wasn't able to farm, they go out there and people farm and farm for people, and people will pay them. I don't even think you can find people to farm for you now. Imagine a thing like tomato. Somebody sent me and showed me tomato, how much $100 a pound for one. How much? About 300 Jamaican dollars they pay for one single tomato. One tomato, one tomato. Yes, one tomato. And I am here. I just go out. I mean, I use my fork like, I ride my fork like just like my father did, you know. And I have a big area in my yard. Not everybody have an area to plant, but I have a big area in my yard which I plant everything in the summer. I plant everything like lettuce, tomato, peppers, callaloo, um, cucumber, corn, and you name it, thyme, scallion. You'd think of it, and I try to plant it. And people in Jamaica, even if them have a little small backyard, so no bigger than my hand, even if they have to plant things in pot, come on. Why are you so lazy? You sit aside. There's really hardship and poverty. I'm not going to say there are some people who can farm, because you have some people who live in Kingston, who were born in Kingston or Montego Bay, or one of those area city area. It's understandable. But you live out in the country now, and you have to be importing things that can be planted on the island. People have to be importing these things now, because they can no longer get these things in Jamaica. What has happened to the country? Why has crime and laziness taken over Jamaica? Now you tell me, why has laziness and thing taken over Jamaica? It's just a shame, and it's sad, and it's sad for us. You know how many people would like to go back to Jamaica and can't go back to Jamaica? You have people who um have relationship, have married out of the Jamaican culture, and they are embarrassed to take people home, and they are scared to bring them to Jamaica, in fear of anything happening to them. Now, another thing again that Jamaica has a bad reputation for. I hear people says that when they go to other islands, people who don't come from Jamaica, they say they notice the big difference with Jamaicans and the other islands. When they go there, nobody asks them for anything. When they go to Jamaica, they say Jamaicans are beggy beggy. Even on the beach, people will walk on the beach and say, can you give that to me? Once you start talking to them and they start begging, you start talk, they start beg. So it's best to stay away from them, because they're going to beg you. And if you don't give it to them, your life could be in danger. And if you give it to them, your life in danger. Because now they know, so you have money if you can rob you. So why would you want to go back to Jamaica? You tell me, why would you want to go back to Jamaica to risk your life? May I talk to you? And believe me, in the next few weeks, I might go to Jamaica. Because me, a long time me don't go there. Me always I go there in the cold weather. Long time me don't go there and eat no mango. Me want go to Jamaica in the mango season for eat up one whole pa mango. Because I mean from me come and me not eat no good mango. But it not going to stop me from going to Jamaica. But when me go to Jamaica, me not feel free to enjoy myself the way that I used to when I used to go there. When I first came to this country, and me go back to Jamaica, I used to take the bus and go anywhere I wanted to go. Because when I left there, the crime wasn't so bad, and I kind of knew the area and knew where I was going. And I really didn't want to just sit around and wait on somebody to carry me, because I got my driver's license in Jamaica, but I think they drive a little bit too crazy in Jamaica. So I wouldn't want to drive in Jamaica unless it is absolutely, absolutely necessary. And the necessity was never there. So I was much younger, and when I go home, I just jump on the bus, and I knew where I was going, and I just get where I was going. Now I don't know the areas anymore. I wouldn't go on the bus anymore anyway. Plus, I don't remember the areas, because I had been here a long time. Many, 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 many years. Too many years to count. But Jamaica has gone. It has to stop. Jamaica have to stop. And holiness has to come up. Them have to sit together and come up and do something about it. Winning an election alone is not it. I know you can't change everything. But some stricter laws is supposed to think and the police them and them something that them, a lot of them are corrupt. A lot of them are corrupt. You just Jamaica's a thing is money talk. You have money, you throw money on people and you get them to do anything for you. You see all this vaccine business. A lot of Jamaicans not going to get it, so they need to make sure them wear their mask and do what they have to do to curtail this thing. Because it's only the wealthy and the well-known going to get the vaccine. By the time the vaccine get to everybody's all 10, 15 years from now. And maybe by that time them getting it free and them start selling it. So, we are living in serious times. And serious times call for drastic measures to be taken. Drastic measures to be taken in Jamaica. People need to stop. If anybody watching me now and you're a criminal and you're trying to commit a crime, just look at this video and please change your mind. Change your mind. If you have anybody with one little farmland a country and you live a town, go home, go do your little farming. Beg somebody something or buy some seeds or something and go home, go farm and stop commit crime. Maybe this kid where them kill, it started out that them want our handbag to take little money and from one thing leads to the next. And Jamaica can't go on like this. It cannot go on like this. Jamaica can't. We cannot keep destroying our own over and over and over again. Come on, people. Come on. You have to do better. You have to do better. It's just a shame. I feel like, I feel like crying. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this nonsense. You go Jamaica, you don't feel free. Hmm? You go Jamaica, you don't feel free. You have to lock yourself up. You go enjoy yourself and have a good time. And you have to lock yourself up. 2 years ago, it's 2 years ago. I believe it's October coming will be 2 years ago the last time I went to Jamaica. And my kids are not grown up there. So my son pull out his GPS, and the GPS led us to Trenchtown. He don't even know anything about Trenchtown. And believe me, when I find out and I realized that I was in Trenchtown, I nearly died. I was so nervous. So I just said to him, and I went there and I saw him. He was, we were on the North Coast. He was using the GPS. But, I didn't feel that bad. But when we reached Kingston and he's using the GPS, and I said, listen, when you come to Jamaica, don't use any GPS because GPS is going to take you the shortest route. You need to know where you're going and not where the GPS going. Because the GPS might take you somewhere where you cannot come out back. Me not knocking Trenchtown still. Me know a lot of crimes when I was in Jamaica go on at Trenchtown. And I know there are good people living there. Because, I kind of watch YouTube and sometimes I feel so much pity for these people. So much povertyness there and things. These are things we should be focusing on in Jamaica, not crime. Focusing on helping other people. Focusing on bringing back our country to what it used to be. And gentle people, I am begging you, if you're a criminal or you're criminal minded or you know somebody who is committing crimes, please, please try and stop it. Try and discourage them from committing crimes. And if you are the one committing the crimes, try because it's not nice for Jamaica. And the crime just destroy Jamaica. And a lot of you committing crimes, and I'm going to point into the video and tell you, a lot of you, if you are watching it and you're one of them, you're not going to be staying young all your life. And you're going to live to regret it if crime don't kill you first. So this is my last word to you. Beware. And for those of us who are the good Jamaicans, which most of us are, we have to continue to hang in there. And even though I'm telling people don't go back home, and I'm serious about that, but for those of you who are still living in Jamaica and you are good, you are the good people, please hang in there and you will endure it to the end. Gentle people, I'm out.